Hey guys, and welcome back to another movie review from Movie Files. My name is Elliott, and if this is you guys' first time tuning in, number one, welcome. But this is a non-spoilers review. I just like to touch on things like the story, positive, negatives, and then kind of wrap up my score. And then for you guys coming back and returning to another review, we appreciate the support, guys. So with that being out of the way, let's talk about Blockers, which comes out April 6th. So if you guys aren't too familiar with the package, we have a first-time director in Kay Cannon, who has credits for writing things like not one, not two, but all three Pitch Perfect films. So she has the whole trilogy under her belt. And then this film stars Leslie Mann, who I'm a big fan of from the mid-90s, of Cable Guy and Big Daddy to Knocked Up to This Is 40. I love everything she's in. John Cena, who has become kind of he's finding a niche in the comedy realm. And then you have Ike Barinholtz, who's known for comedy. He's a great comedian guy and has some writing credits of his own. So with that being said, guys, if you guys aren't too familiar with the story, if you haven't seen the trailer, it's basically about three young girls who are going into prom, who's trying to have this sex pact and trying to lose their virginity. And then on the reverse side, you have the parents who find out about this news and tries to shut it down really quickly. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about the positives. This is a comedy, right? So does the comedy land? I'm going to say yes. So I don't know how I calculated 90% or so, but I'm going to say 90% of the comedy worked for me, which is good because sometimes you go into a comedy and 90% of it doesn't work. So 90% of the film, as far as the comedy goes, really land. There's some gags there. And this is a rated R film. So if you guys aren't into raunchy comedies, this might not be the film for you, but there is some nudity, some curse words thrown around left and right. But again, I'm a big fan of raunchy comedies, Hangovers, and all those type of movies I'm a fan of. But at the end of the day, the comedy did work. Even when they didn't go over the top comedy, the raunchiness, it was still a good comedy. So that is a positive. So some other things too that I liked about this film were the characters. Leslie Mann is great. She's a lead in this film. She does a great job. John Cena has a lot of comedic moments, and he lands on all of them. He's a really funny guy. I like seeing where his career going. Not to compare him too much to The Rock, because there's that obvious comparison, but just like The Rock, he started off with the Scorpion King and all that, and John Cena started off with the Marines, and John Cena's kind of building that resume with Trainwreck and Sisters and things like that. So he did a really great job in this film. And then another MVP, if you would call MVP, another good performance was John Cena's daughter in this film. Out of the three girls, they were all pretty good, but one in particular, John Cena's daughter, to me, did a lot of comedy. She landed on all the comedy, so she was really great in this film. So some other positives here was this movie has a message and it's very heartfelt. You don't get that a lot with raunchy comedies. They just go right to the funny, and there's really not a lot of heart going on. But this film has a message in it, and it lands, and it's not beating over your head. Like I think of a movie like Neighbors 2, for example, which I'm a fan of the Neighbors franchise, but in the second one, they tried to put a message in there, but it just, to me, it didn't really work. But this film, it did work, where you have, you don't really see female characters being presented in this way, where they're having fun, they want to do something different, and you have this director, first-time director, who's also a female, putting in her sensibilities and her comedic moments, and it works for me. I really enjoyed what she brought to the film, and also, like I said, the fresh spin on not your, like one of my favorite films is Superbad. It's not your standard three guys trying to lose their virginity. It's girls, and they're having a good time, and they're funny, and it's just a lot of good things that is going on in this film. And like I said, the message in this film lands, and it doesn't, like I said, beat you over the head with that. So I really enjoyed that. Also, some other things, like I said, it's a heartfelt moment. You felt some of the, I wouldn't say I was crying in theater, but you felt the emotional moments when they were there. The runtime, it runs really smooth. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. I also enjoy how it's just a simple story. There's not a lot of twists and turns, surprises. It's a straightforward comedy with, not a lot of things going on, which I always enjoy. So with that, the movie isn't perfect. There are some jokes, like I said, I don't know how calculated, but 10% of the jokes didn't land for me. Some of the gags didn't work for me. Also, too, there's a particular, and like I said, there are some heartfelt moments that work, but some of it didn't land to me. It just kind of slowed up some of the momentum in the film. And there's one particular scene that I wasn't a big fan of. It's like a vomiting scene, which just took way too long to take place, and it's just kind of was like unnecessary. But with all that being said, guys, I'm going to give this film a 3 out of 5. I really enjoyed Blockers. I only saw maybe 1 or 2 trailers, and I learned my lesson this year early on with Game Night, which I was just not looking forward to, but I was blown away and really enjoyed that film. And this film kind of did the same for me, which I saw 1 trailer and thought it was okay, but there's a lot of funny going on in this film, and they don't give too much away in the trailer. Not all the funnies are in the trailer. There's a lot of comedy in this film, and if you guys have the opportunity to go check it out, I would say check it out when it comes out April 6th. But if not, You know, with so many movies coming out, the summer's right around the corner. You got all the big budget films that you might want to go see. But I would say if you guys are looking for a good comedy, I would recommend checking it out. Again, a 3 out of 5 for blockers. So again, some final thoughts. I thought that the comedy worked. The characters really well, had some really good heartfelt moments. I love that the director had a great sensibility and switched the idea of, you know, 3 guys losing their virginity and kind of switching up with the female characters. And I really love the message that's in the film. Again, we're in this time in Hollywood where women are now having a voice, and it's great to have that. So again, if you guys have the opportunity, check it out. That's my review, guys. Leave your comments below on if you guys are excited about the film, if you're going to check it out. Also, name me some of your favorite comedies. Like I said, mine probably is Superbad, but I would love to know what you guys like. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Stardust app, all that fun stuff, Facebook. Make sure to look that up in the description and definitely continue the conversation on those outlets. Some things to keep an eye out for. We got Isle of Dogs, Ready Player One, and then for you Walking Dead fans, every week Walking Dead review on this channel. So again, thank you guys for watching this review. We'll be back really shortly with some more content, and you guys take care.